It was probably my fault to not research it about life in Sweden, but I was so excited about relocation to Sweden, so I totally forgot about it, and these things really surprised me when I came here. First of all, when we just arrived and we had no bank ID or personal number or any other documentation that will help us to get bank card, and we came from the country not in Eurozone, so we didn't have any European bank, and mostly we just had cash with us, with my boyfriend, and it was almost impossible to spend this money, to spend cash, paper. And in Sweden, I think only Lidl or ICA or Coop or any other grocery stores accept cash, and a lot of restaurants and cafe have this sign no cash, cash-free restaurant or whatever. And this is why they use a lot of Swedish, and the Swedish I really like it, and this is a very nice application, and you can send money immediately to the person just using QR code, so it's very useful. But you can use it only when you have bank ID and just account in the bank, so it wasn't possible for me when I just arrived here. But yeah, it took several weeks or months probably to get bank card and to go finally to some nice cafe or restaurant that will accept card, not cash. The other thing is I really wanted to rent an unfurnished apartment, because I thought, oh, this would be very nice to buy our own furniture, our own bed and so on, because I lived previously in rented apartments and they were kinda okayish, but I really wanted to get my style. And yeah, just I understood that I'm in Sweden for a long time and I need to have something I will really love about living here, and so my home will be home, cozy, comfortable and so on. So when we just rented our first unfurnished apartment, I understood that there's no bulbs, lamps in it. You have the seal and it's empty, and I think only embedded lights in kitchen probably and in bathroom, and that's it. You have darkness, and that's why you need to really be prepared when you move in. So you will install all the lamps and so on when you come into apartment. But this was very surprising for me. I also think that we all guilty in some form of generalization or being known with stereotypes and so on. And the stereotype about Sweden and Swedish people wasn't just true for me, because it's always told that Swedish people not talkative, or they ignore neighbors and they just hide in the apartment waiting when the neighbors will pass and they will come out. And in my previous apartment where we lived, we met a lot of wonderful neighbors, and yeah, most of them were pretty old people, but still they were trying to speak with us in Swedish, because it's pretty difficult to practice Swedish here, especially when you're not good at it and people just switch to English very fast because they understand you will understand it better and the conversation will be more fluent and so on. So, and our neighbors were so kind to us, and they tried to speak with us in Swedish a lot, and they were very kind and they were very interested in how we're doing here, how we're adapting here. They will always say us come for any help and so on. So it was very nice of them. And also it's told about Swedish people that they're not having small talks. I don't think it's very regular to have small talk here, but people do it sometimes. For instance, if I'm in second-hand shop or like in any clothes shop, sometimes I met people who like come to me and say, oh, this is very nice, I don't know, coat or sweater or anything else. Or one time I stood in Tiger buying some decoration for home for autumn, and the lady she told me something in Swedish like, oh, cool, like how cool is your decoration and so on. And I was like, yeah, thank you. And then she started the conversation in Swedish, and I was like, I'm sorry, you don't understand. And we switched to English, and she told me about her kids, how they're waiting for Halloween and so on. So it was very nice. And I think not all people, again generalization, not all people very cold or ignorant or like, I don't know, sometimes they love talking, especially when they have good mood, or if you're in some like, I don't know, usually during summer, during like, especially I think when summer just coming to Sweden, people very friendly and talkative, and this is very nice. I think it's a good thing to spread a good mood. The other thing here, people usually don't smoke, and there are no like cigarettes with some flavors and so on, but I think this is very healthy. But in opposite, people using a lot of snooze, and I know that for some countries snooze is prohibited or banned, but here I think it's a big market, really. Like, you can have different flavors, you can have different intensity of nicotine and so on. So I think that's very interesting, and it's easy to find Swedish gate when you're in airport and this is like your flight to Sweden. A lot of people will be using snooze, or you will see people with this round box with snooze. And yeah, the strange thing is that I saw a lot of people using it when they're on meetings, or for instance, someone told me like professors or teachers at schools or universities, they can use it during lessons. I think this is weird a little bit, but okay, they're not damaging like anyone around as when you smoke, so it's probably better for others' health. But if you abuse using snooze a lot, it will be damaging for your teeth, I suppose, and just like oral region here, whatever it's called. But yeah, this is very interesting. I never thought like so many people using it. When I just came to Sweden, I think my flight was like in the midnight or very late evening, and I was like, I had no food at home because like our company rented an apartment for us and it was empty. But I thought, okay, we can go like to 7-Eleven because I saw 7-Eleven here nearby. And you know what? 7-Eleven wasn't what it's called, because here in Sweden I think they closes the shop for like at about 7 or 6 p.m. So it's not working until 11, and it's not working like during midnight, or because I know like in many countries 7-Eleven is something that works 24/7, and this is not happening in Sweden. It's good for people who's working there, but sometimes you need something like some emergency or whatever, or you just have very late flight and you cannot plan for food or anything, so you need shop. Because I remember being in Korea and it was very convenient because I had jet lag, very bad jet lag, and I woke up 2 a.m. and I was like, okay, I need some food because like it's time for breakfast here in Sweden, but not in Korea. And there are plenty of 24/7 shops when you can buy, like where you can buy food. But what actually helped me, the day when I just arrived, it's Max Burgers, and I think this is very good fast food. It's really like it's better than McDonald's, and I think I was surprised that it's Swedish because I was studying in Poland, and in Wrocław they have this Max Burger, and I was like, oh, this is very nice burger, and I was very happy to sit here. And then it was like, best Swedish burger, and I was like, oh, this is Swedish. And yeah, it's very nice, and they were open like until 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. I suppose here. And so yes, if you're arriving and you need some food and you don't want to cook by yourself, you have no goods or like grocery, you can just go to Max Burgers. They will help you and they will feed you good enough. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you're interested in Sweden, I have the video about 10 things I love here. Puss puss!